I'm going to be ranking the best small forwards right now in NBA 2K23. My team, we have a tier list here ranking from S that goes all the way down to D tier, and we have about 25 to 30 of the best small forwards in the game. But let me know in the comment section down below who are your guys' favorite small forwards in the game, and of course, let me know what you guys would change about my tier list. But first small forward here is going to be Pink Diamond Carmelo. I would say he's probably in the B tier category. I mean, yes, the card does still have a really good jump shot, and he's going to be nice on the offensive end. He's a 6'8" small forward with a 7-foot wingspan. He's got a 94 3 ball, 95 mid-range, 93 speed, 93 acceleration. Like I said, does have a great release. I mean, this is one of the fastest jump shots in the game, obviously on quick timing. And then dribble six wise, I mean, not bad movement. Like, he's got the MJ dribble style and the Kobe Bryant escape, and also the normal leaners. I mean, the card can shoot the ball really well, you know, can move a little bit. Just defensively, really not going to be the best, and obviously not that good at going to the rim. But all around, I think Carmelo Anthony probably still a B tier small forward. Now AK-47 I think is probably in the S tier category, but for now I'm gonna keep him in A tier, because if you guys don't know, S tier is going to be my top 5 small forwards in the game, and I'm not 100% sure if AK is a top 5 small forward. I'm pretty sure he is because of his defense. He's still one of the best defenders in the game, but I think for now I'm gonna just keep him in A tier. Harrison Barnes, I know a lot of people do like this card, and I do think he's really elite and better than a guy like Carmelo, but I think honestly he's probably in B tier. There's just so many good small forwards in the game right now that I do think are a tiny bit better than Harrison Barnes. We'll obviously talk about, you know, who I think's better than him later in the video, but for me, Harrison Barnes is nice because he's good on the defensive end. He's a really good slasher. He's got an 89 3 ball, 89 mid-range, got a good jump shot, you know, good movement. For me though, like I said, I think there's just better small forwards. So for now, he's going to be in that high B tier spot. Like a guy like Ariza, I just think is a tiny bit better than a guy like Harrison Barnes. Now, it's nothing too, there's not too big of a gap between a guy like Trevor Ariza and Harrison Barnes. Just for me, Ariza plays more defense, you know, 92 steal, 93 lateral quickness, 93 perimeter, also having an 86 block and an 88 interior defense. So I think we could all agree Ariza is the better defender. And then offensively, he's also got a 95 driving dunk, 95 vertical, you know, higher 3 ball. He's got his jump shot on quick timing too. So I mean, movement wise, I mean, Harrison Barnes might be a little bit better, you know, having that Kobe Bryant escape, but all around, I think Trevor Ariza is probably going to be in that A tier category. This Shane Battier card, I have heard is actually really nice at small forward. I haven't actually used him at all, and I think I've seen him only a couple times in game, so I can't exactly give my 100% honest opinions about this card with seeing him in game. But just on paper, he does look to be a really good small forward. I mean, he gives you some great lockdown defense. Once again, I haven't tried out this jump shot, but for me, his dribble sigs aren't the best. Like, he has normal dribble style, normal size up, pro escape, so he doesn't have any good sigs, and his jump shot is only on normal timing, so it's probably not going to be that fast. But like I said, I haven't seen his jump shot in game, so I don't know 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure about this card, but for me, I think he's probably in B tier. He is going to be a great defender. I'm just kind of worried about those dribble sigs and that jump shot. So I think for now, he's probably going to be in that B tier category. Is it crazy to say Larry Bird in C tier? I'm not going to gas it and say he's all the way down in D. Like, he's not that bad of a small forward, but his jump shot is just like barely usable, and he's not even that fast. He's not that good at going to the rim. He just doesn't really fit the meta of the game this year. Like, all the card can really do is shoot the ball, but his jump shot's not even good. He's got such a slow release. He can barely get that off in game. His sigs are terrible, doesn't have the normal leaner. I think Larry Bird, honestly, at small forward is probably going to be in the C tier category. Now, LeBron, I think, is 1000% a top 5 small forward, even though it's kind of crazy to say because he's been out in the game for a while. Like, I think almost 2 months now, or like a month and a half, and he's still probably like the top 3. He's definitely top 5 small forward in the game. He's 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan, has some really good defensive stats. I mean, we all know what this LeBron card can do: give you really good defense and all around be a really good slasher. So in my opinion, I think LeBron going to be our first S tier small forward. AK, I do prefer LeBron a little bit over AK-47, but like I said, I'm like 99% sure that AK is going to be in that S tier category. Cincy Powell, I think, is probably A tier. I think he's just the worst LeBron. I think him compared to Trevor Ariza are kind of on the same level, because I would definitely take Cincy over guys like Harrison Barnes and Shane Battier. So for me, right now, I'm gonna keep Cincy in A tier. I think Kawhi Leonard is probably the toughest one to make, like, decision-wise. I think he's probably still going to be an A tier, and I know a lot of people might say he's in B tier, like they might like a guy like Harrison Barnes over him, but for me, I do like Kawhi a little bit more than Barnes, and I think he's better than Carmelo as well. He's still going to be a very good lockdown defender. He's got a 98 steal, 98 lateral quickness, 97 perimeter, and a 90 interior defense. You still got to give him that respect on the defensive end that he's going to be one of the best locks in the game. It's just offensively, he can't play the shooting guard spot. His jump shot really isn't that great. His movement isn't that great either. So I think this is probably one of the worst Kawhi cards we've ever gotten in my team for a Galaxy Opal version. I think he's still probably going to be in low A tier. Like, I would take most likely Trevor Ariza, AK, and maybe Cincy Powell even over a guy like Kawhi Leonard. Dorian Finney-Smith, I think, is probably in B tier, just a step below those guys like Trevor Ariza and AK. Still a pretty good small forward, but I don't think going to be anything too crazy. Rudy Gay, I mean, he's a diamond card, so he can't be too high on this list. I think he's probably going to be in C. Once he gets his pink diamond or Galaxy Opal version, he could be up there in the top 5 small forwards. Like, if he had a Galaxy Opal or maybe even like a souped out pink diamond, like with his jump shot on quick. Is his jump shot on quick? I don't think it is, right? I'm pretty sure his jump shot's on normal timing. If he gets a pink diamond or an opal, this jump shot goes to quick timing. He gets some better sigs like the MJ dribble style. Maybe he gets a good size up. He gets a normal leaner, the Kobe escape, and then obviously some stats and badges upgrade. He could easily be a top 5 small forward and in the S tier category, but with his diamond version, I think he's probably going to be in C. Talking about another C tier small forward, I think Glenn Robinson. Honestly, I think you could debate honestly in D tier, because this card, even though he's a Galaxy Opal, like, his stats are just very, very average. Doesn't have, in my opinion, that great of a jump shot. Sigs are pretty bad. Like, I think honestly you could argue D. I think just because he's a Galaxy Opal, he has a pretty good player model. I'm gonna keep Glenn Robinson in C tier, but if you wanted to put him in D, I wouldn't even blame you too much. Now, Bailey Howell, I think I'm gonna probably go C tier. I would say he's probably the best small forward in C. I just wouldn't take him over guys like Harrison Barnes, Shane Battier, Carmelo. I think he's just a little bit worse than those guys, but probably is the best small forward in C tier right now. Scottie Pippen, 1000% going to be in the S tier category. I'm not exactly sure if Pippen's a better small forward or shooting guard. I think that really just comes down to the play style you run and you know, the team you're running and, you know, who you're surrounding Pippen with, depending if you want to play him at small forward or shooting guard. I think though he might be better at small forward just because he's still one of the best lockdown defenders in the game, maybe even the best on-ball defender. So we all know what this Pippen card can do. He's got such a good jump shot, obviously one of the best perimeter defenders in the game, able to slash to the rim. I mean, this card really has no flaws, so easily going to be a top 5 small forward. Now, James Worthy, I think, is probably in B tier because he's a little bit, I guess you could say, outdated stats wise. Like, he's just very average stats wise. So I think for me, he's probably going to be in B tier. Jerome Williams is actually a super underrated small forward. And is it crazy that I kind of want to put him in A tier? Because I think he's low-key better than most of these guys in B tier because he's a 6'9" small forward with a 7'1" wingspan. His stats, besides the 69 ball handle, are actually really, really nice. You might think 73 ball is a little bit low, but he's got such a good jump shot with the KPJ base and the Kobe Bryant upper on quick timing. So I think for now, I'm gonna keep him in B tier, but I don't think it's crazy to say that Jerome Williams could possibly be an A tier small forward. Now, Joe Smith, I do think is gonna be at least in the A tier category. Him and AK will probably most likely end up in S tier, but just for now, I'm gonna keep both these guys in A tier. Joe Smith, such a good overall small forward, definitely gonna be at least in the A tier category. Kevin Durant, I think, is in D tier, probably one of the worst small forwards on this list, and I think I'm also gonna move Glenn Robinson down to D tier. I just don't think these small forwards are really that great. Like, I would much rather use Rudy Gay over a guy like Glenn Robinson or Kevin Durant. Talking about another pretty bad small forward is going to be Tony Kukoc. I had some really high expectations for this card when he did get leaked, but he just really did not meet those expectations. His stats are very average. Jump shot isn't even that great, doesn't have amazing sig, so I think for me, he's probably going to be in C tier. Larry Nance is actually an absolute beast. Larry Nance is 1000% in A tier. He is such a good small forward. He just fits the meta of the game this year so well. Being a really good slasher, he's a very, very good defender. I'm pretty sure he's got like 90 in every single defensive category, so I think for me, Larry Nance, 1000% going to be an A. Another really good defensive small forward is going to be OG Anunoby, and I think OG and Trevor Ariza are just basically the same small forward. They're very good on the defensive end, and I think Kawhi and OG is another very fair comparison. Like, I would say OG is probably a little bit better than Kawhi because they're about the same on the defensive end. OG's actually got a lot higher of a block than Kawhi, and then on the perimeter they're about the same, maybe Kawhi a little bit better. And jump shot wise though, I think OG's release is a lot better than Kawhi. So for me, I think these three small forwards right here, Kawhi, OG, and Trevor Ariza, all very, very similar and all deserving of the A tier category. Paul George, realistically going to be in C tier. That jump shot is just way too slow. I am excited to see once he gets his dark matter card or just gets another card in my team, and hopefully his jump shot is a lot faster, but that release on normal timing is just way too slow. But stats and badges wise is still very elite. Jason Tatum easily going to be an A tier. I mean, he's still a really good small forward, especially after that Evo. Getting his jump shot on quick timing, getting that MJ dribble style just makes him a lot better on the offensive end. Now Giannis is a very interesting one. I do think Giannis is probably going to stay in A tier, but I think realistically as a card he's probably better than a lot of these guys in A, but as a small forward, specifically for small forward tier list, I think at the small forward position I think there's a lot better cards in him, but I still think Giannis is most likely going to be an A tier. Tim Thomas, I mean, obviously going to be an S tier. I think that's pretty much, you know, the most obvious pick in this tier list because he just is the best small forward in the game. I mean, if you're looking for more defense, you know, at your small forward position, then maybe he isn't the best small forward, but I think for most people and most people's teams, he probably still is that best small forward. Now, Jared Wallace, I think is probably in B tier, a very elite small forward, but just not on the same level as most guys in A tier. And then finally going to be Zion Williamson, who I'll throw in A tier for now because I want to know, let me know in the comment section down below. Pick two of these small forwards and move them up to the S tier category. I'm kind of curious to see, you know, out of all these small forwards in A tier, which two would you guys move into the S tier category to round off my top 5? I think for me, I'm gonna go AK. I think that defense he provides is probably the best defender in the game, at least all around defense, and I actually do like his jump shot a lot. So I think for that reason, I'm gonna throw him in S tier. And then for that final spot, it's really between like Tatum, Zion, Joe Smith, and Giannis. That's kind of where my head's at with the next small forward going into S. I do like the Zion card a lot, and I think not that many people do like him, but for me, guys, I think Zion is still a top 5 small forward in the game. But you guys can let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about my small forward tier list, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.